When things look like they're failing, the last thing you want to do is fail in front of the public. Keep watching this little teaser.
That bottle of water is going to feel like it's stuck to that carpet. You will not be able to lift it. It's so heavy. Nod your head that you understand. So 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes. You look a bit thirsty. Take a drink.
Oh yeah.
Take a drink. Heavier and heavier and heavier. It's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. The more you try and lift it, the more it sticks to the floor. Heavier and heavier.
And that's only the first 20 seconds. If you want to see if this totally fails, if you want to see how I recover, then you got to watch this video. It's a really good video and a nice tutorial to match. This week I'm going to be talking about failing skits and how to recover from them. What do? You're going to have to watch and find out, so stay tuned. Hi there, my name's Turan. I'm a hypnotist and clinical hypnotherapist, and welcome to the Feel Good Hypnosis channel. Today's the 2nd of April. Yesterday was April Fool's Day. Did you fool or did you get fooled? Let me know in the comment section below. But enough of that. We're talking about hypnosis and street hypnosis. You're going to see a lovely street hypnosis clip today. Part of it sort of fails, as you saw from that little teaser at the beginning. The question is, when that happens, and it's going to happen if you're going to do street hypnosis, not everything's going to be 100% perfect, 100% right. But when it fails, what do? We're going to talk about that today after you see this beautiful bit of street hypnosis clip. This girl has been on the channel before. When I look back at my records, it was about 11 months ago she was first on, when you saw her induction, when you saw her first skit, which worked well. And I'll put a link to that in the info cards above, so check that out. So what happens? What happens next? This is the direct follow-up from that first video, so make sure you watch right to the end and see what happens and how I recover. If I recover, teaser, almost a spoiler out there, let's see what happens. But stay tuned afterwards, because I'm going to break down various elements of what's going on and why things didn't go as planned. And hopefully you'll learn about hypnosis, learn about the mind, and learn about street hypnosis if you want to do some yourself. So make sure you give us a thumbs up, make sure you give us a like, and don't forget, click the subscribe button and that bell notification button next to the subscribe button, so you get notified when the new video comes out from me. It really helps my channel grow and get popularity, so other people learn just the way you're learning today. So please do give that a like and subscribe. And also leave comments in the comment section below. If there's something you see that you like, if there's something you want to ask, please ask it in the comment section below. I love responding to your comments. And I want to give a special shout out to Ron Whitehouse, someone who's been watching a lot of my videos and giving me lots of wonderful comments and lots of questions. One of those questions was actually about inductions not going right. I don't like the word failure, but we'll say failure to get the induction right. This is not about the induction, but Ron, I think you'll like this answer to this question of failures within skits, because it's running along the same lines of what you do and how you recover things. So keep watching, all of you, not just Ron. Let's see the video.
The deeper you go, the more relaxed you feel, the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you go, drifting, sinking down, even deeper still. In a minute, I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and the count of 3, your hands are no longer stuck to your head, your hands are down by their sides. But in a moment, you're going to feel really thirsty. You're going to feel really thirsty. You're going to see a bottle of water sitting on the floor. You're going to see a bottle of water sitting on the floor. But that bottle of water is now 10 tons. That bottle of water is going to be 10 tons. You will not be able to lift that bottle of water. The more you try to lift it up, just like you were stuck to the floor, just like your hands were stuck to your head, that bottle of water is going to feel like it's stuck to that carpet. You will not be able to lift it. It's so heavy. Nod your head that you understand. So 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes. You look a bit thirsty. Take a drink.
Oh yeah.
Take a drink. Heavier and heavier and heavier. It's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. The more you try and lift it, the more it sticks to the floor. Heavier and heavier. Getting heavier and heavier. What's that like? It's starting to become like 10 tons. Getting so heavy. What's that feel like?
Not too bad.
It's not too bad. Look at me. And sleep now, way down. In a minute I'm going to count from 1 to 3, and the bottle will no longer feel heavy, but you will not be able to find out where your mouth is. It's like your mouth has moved to another part of your body. When I click my fingers, every time I click my fingers, that mouth will move to a different part of your body, but other than where you usually think your mouth is. Nod your head that you understand. Your mouth is now in a new position. You still feel thirsty. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Take a drink. I thought you said you were thirsty.
Yeah.
Have a drink, we'll wait.
I'm so confused.
You are confused. Tell you what. Do you know that little game your mum might have taught you when you were a kid? When you went, this is your ears, this is your eyes. Have you ever played that game?
Yeah.
This is your ears. Do it now.
Ears.
This is your eyes. That's your nose.
No.
Where's your mouth?
Here.
Let's try it again. This is your ears. This is your eyes. This is your nose. Where's your mouth?
Here.
No. One more time. This is your ears.
Yeah, ears.
This is your eyes.
Eyes, nose, and
That's
then
your nose and your mouth. So it's over there now.
Yeah.
I thought it was over here.
Oh, it changed.
It changed.
It's weird because I don't know where it is. And it's everywhere.
Isn't that cool? And sleep now. Way down. Deeper, deeper, deeper. Relax.
Hi guys, thanks for staying. I hope you really enjoyed that. Wasn't she wonderful? Especially in that second skit. It was a 100% success. The question is, was the first skit a failure? I'm interested to know your thoughts at this point, so maybe pause the video and drop us a comment to tell me what you think. What follows after this? Is it me being defensive, or is it a fair comment? So I'm keen again to get your feedback on that. Obviously I want it to work, so let's see what I have to say about it. So the suggestion was, when you wake up, you're going to feel thirsty, you're going to see a bottle of water, but you will not be able to lift it up. It's going to be 10 tons in weight. Now, that's the suggestion that I give her. When I wake her up, 1, 2, 3, wide awake, and I say, oh, you look thirsty. And she goes, yeah. So that's a very positive green flag, suggesting that the part of the suggestion, when you wake up, you'll feel thirsty, is taking effect. Or maybe she was already thirsty before she approached me. Who knows? But from my perspective, there's a positive sign there that she feels thirsty. And I say, look, there's a bottle of water. Take a drink. Now, she reaches over to the bottle of water and she lifts it up. But she lifts it up and she drops it. She lifts it up and she drops it. So, it's not working. Failure. Cue alarms. Ah! But the question is, did it totally fail? She was lifting the bottle and the suggestion was you will not be able to lift the bottle. It weighs 10 tons. So, semantically, it didn't work. But if I was to ask you to pick up that bottle and take a drink, and you weren't in hypnosis, there was no suggestion of any manner, you would walk over, you would take the bottle, you would take a drink. But she's focused, she's fascinated on the idea of lifting it up and testing it. She's going, no. Now, during that process, I say, what's that like? Now, I'm just not abstractly inquiring. I want to know what's going on inside her mind, because she's doing this slightly odd thing of just lifting it up, just putting it down again. So I say, what's that like? That is not an abstract question, as I say. That's a purposeful question to understand what she's thinking, what's going on in her mind. And she sort of says, it seems okay. And at that point I go, sleep, and drop her back down. And I move on to the next suggestion, very smoothly, very quickly, without hesitation. Ultimately, when things are not going right, that's the answer. Keep your calm and carry on. Just like the poster. Ultimately, I'm making a hypnotic suggestion, and it is a hypnotic suggestion. I always say this, if you're new to hypnosis, these are not hypnotic demands, they are not hypnotic commands, they're hypnotic suggestions. That's the phrase you will always hear. I'm making a suggestion that it weighs 10 tons. So there are various things that could go wrong here. Maybe she doesn't know what a ton weighs like, never mind 10 tons. Unlikely, but possible. Maybe she didn't hear me properly, but got the bit about not being thirsty and all the rest of it. I do think she heard me because of her mannerisms and the way she was lifting the bottle. But she wasn't just picking the bottle up and drinking from it. She was querying it inside her mind at some level. Some part of her body was saying, put that down, it's too heavy. When she lifted it up, she put it down again and tested it again. So from my perspective, the hypnosis worked. From an audience perspective, from a viewer perspective, as you watch that today, it probably didn't work, probably wasn't exactly what you were looking for, because you heard the suggestion and she wasn't doing the suggestion. But I was happy that we hadn't broke the hypnosis, that she hadn't popped out of hypnosis. She was still in hypnosis and things were still processing in her mind, but in the way she wanted to process them. And that's important to understand. So as part of the don't panic and carry on, it's important to understand why you shouldn't panic, because hypnosis is still there. She's still under hypnosis. And the process of just staying calm and carrying on is move on to the next suggestion. Give her a new suggestion that she cannot find her mouth. And look what happens when she wakes up. It's all over the place. She can't find her mouth. And the key thing about the second skit is it's reinforced by the fact that the first skit didn't go as planned. I never worry about things not going as planned, because when she couldn't find her mouth, there's a reinforced suggestion from the previous skit that she really can't find her mouth. She's not bluffing, she's not pretending, she's not kidding along. A popular comment back to me is, oh, you know, I think those people are just playing you, they're just kidding along. They're not really stuck to the chair, or they really can't not find their mouth. They're just placating you. There's a strong suggestion that if they knew where their mouth was, they would find their mouth, because they lifted the bottle. They didn't accept that suggestion, they're accepting this suggestion. So as we move on to that second skit and see the success in that second skit, that success is reinforced by the fact that the first skit wasn't perfect. If she was just playing along in the second skit, she would have played along and not lifted the bottle. Does that make sense? So she's not placating me, she's not playing just for the audience to say, oh, I'm not hypnotized, but I'm going to pretend I can't find where my mouth is. She really can't find out where her mouth is, or she would have lifted the bottle to her mouth. In the same way as if she was fooling me, she just wouldn't have lifted that bottle. So this gives me a really good sense that she is still in hypnosis and she is accepting that suggestion. I won't go into too much more detail because it was quite a successful skit and you can see it, and she accepted that suggestion. As we move around and playing, this is your ears, this is your eyes, where's your mouth, she again went through that process beautifully in the same way, suggesting that the hypnosis was really strong there, and strong all the way through. There may have been some misinterpretation of the question or the suggestion about the bottle, but even when she was lifting it, something still wasn't right. So hypnosis was there, but she was delivering it in her own way. Now, we're talking about street hypnosis today, but even in any hypnosis, in therapeutic hypnosis, it's important to understand that sometimes the client in a therapeutic setting will not accept the suggestion in the way you intend it to be accepted, in the same way as these street hypnosis. So this video, as much as about the entertainment side of hypnosis, is also a very strong lesson for anyone purely interested in the therapeutic side of things. And that's why we want to layer in multiple and different suggestions to make sure that, you know, at least one and hopefully many stick and they stop smoking or lose weight or whatever. So I hope all that makes sense. I hope you like that. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, make sure you give us a like, and don't forget, click the subscribe button and that bell notification button next to the subscribe button. And very importantly, please do leave us a comment in the comment section below. Thanks, Ron. Hope you're watching this and you're giving us a comment today, because I know you will. And there's very many other good fans of mine that leave comments regularly. So please do leave the comments and make sure you tell us what you think of this video today and have you learned something. And finally, as I mentioned, her induction in the video today, I'm going to leave a link in the end screens to her induction so you can check that out next. You can click that link here and it's going to come live in a moment. And I hope you really enjoy your week and see you next week.